Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 162. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Thank you for all the subscriptions of late. Very much appreciated. Love ya. All right, so today's going to be more of a discussion type of episode. Probably also would like your opinion on certain things here. So I'm going to be talking about what's in a band's name. Like, how important is it for a band's name to be successful, non-successful? I'll give some examples later on. So today, I'm going to be concentrating. So this could be a part one of something here. So think of it, I'm going to be concentrating on bands who only have 4 letters in their names, which I find to be the most successful and impactful type of band name. And I'll explain. Well, some of them are whatever, it doesn't work. Most of them I think works. I think that the 4-letter band name is the strongest way to get your band name recognized. And I'll have my reasons in a few there. You'll just have to continue watching here. First of all, I'm not going to be talking about the Cars, like the bands with the in like Cars as a 4-letter word. Obviously, there's not going to be the Cars, the Cult, the Cure, the Firm, the AC/DCs. You know, those types of bands were not going to be mentioned. But I'm going to be talking about, like I said, bands with just one word, 4 letters. And this idea came to me. This is actually friggin' a while ago. I remember lots and lots of unimportant trivia. And I had a discussion with my friend Pascal way back. I'm talking 20, if not maybe 30 years even. I were discussing, and he was telling me that, you know, short band names are to the point and have the best types of band names. Now, I don't remember the rest of the conversation, but I remember we were talking about that. So that's the inspiration for today's episode. So I'm going to start off with, I only have 2 CDs. The rest is all on vinyl here. I'm going to go with, not super original. They made nothing of it there. So I'm going to go with Fire. So when I first heard the song Thrill Me, absolutely loved it. Apart from after this album, I don't know what the fuck happened with these guys here. But I mean, they made nothing of it. So you Google the word Fire. It kind of, you get lots of different. So is it original name? Not really. Probably because they only have like 2 albums. But nothing came of it. So I was like, it's kind of a waste, if you ask me here. So Fire is 1. This one here, again, another one that went nowhere. Could have been something, I guess. I bought this, so I'm going to say it's Vice. If this album cover is on vinyl, one day I will get it, but I doubt it. This is a website that was making old out-of-print CDs. So I was looking for Harlot's Web. They also have a reimagined, all their friggin' reimagined albums have a chick on it. It's probably the kind of website that I would be running if I was in charge, right? Because my friend saw this album cover, goes, I thought it was one of your covers, Dan. So anyway, Vice, cool cover, but apart from that, very forgettable name. Again, maybe because they didn't do anything. No. Now I will go with what I have on vinyl. Now I'm going to go alphabetically, so there's no favoritism and all that there. So cheers to you guys. And I'll put some little anecdotes with each band name. So ABBA. Everybody knows ABBA. First of all, we've had over 40, if not almost 50 years of music from, well, we've heard about these guys for like over 40 years, if not. Very, very recognizable band name and logo with the two B's like a mirror. I believe. I mean, I like the songs. I don't know. You're surprised to have see this in my collection here. Um, don't worry, the rest is pretty much hard rock there. I think it's the last names of every band member, so it makes ABBA. So I think this was a genius name. Everybody seems to remember it forever and ever. You know, you say the word ABBA, you absolutely know what you're or who you're talking about. So there you go, ABBA. Next up here, another one, a little 4 letters, but with a little lightning bolt in the middle. So AC/DC. Boy, did this ever get talked about in the 80s, back in the PMRC era. So we all know it's the current thing in the back. I forget my electricity rules. They're alternate current, direct current, I think. That's where this is from, especially with the now, of course, back in the PMRC days, you know, was it Antichrist, Devil's Child? But again, it stood the test of time. AC/DC, everybody knows who AC/DC is till this day. It's one of those, again, it's funny because if you look at probably something electrical, you'll think of the band, which is actually a good move right here. So there you go, another one here, which is a different thing with the little lightning bolt, but AC/DC, yeah, stood the test of time, still works. Okay, this one here, probably not as common, just happens to be her first name. So I'm going to go with Doro. I mean, in the metal world, not the household name like AC/DC or ABBA. In the metal world, you mention the word Doro, you exactly know who the hell you're talking about. Personally, I did prefer Warlock. The 4 albums before. This is the first album when she went solo. I don't know the whole story. I'm not going to go on with the story. That'll be for a Warlock episode, I guess, there. But, I mean, Doro is decent, very recognizable in the metal world. Probably not a household name here, so whatever. It is what it is. Well, there you go. Doro's one. All right. Next one here from Ottawa. We'll go with Fist. Now, there's some good and there's some bad with this one. If you guys know your music, you'll know now that there's 2 Fists, one from Canada and one from the UK. And I think the word fist has like, I think the F is made out of like the fist. So like, see the F right here? I think that's how. So there's a UK band called Fist, and then there's a Canadian band called Fist. Now, when these guys disbanded, I guess that's when the other Fist came along. Now this is when I remembered when I was talking with my friend Steve here from Rock and Metal Invasion. He was saying he's got a Fist album. He goes, is it possible they go by a different name? And yes, in Europe, I believe they go with MYO Fist. What does the MYO Fist stand for? No fucking clue. Now, well, that was a terrible move. First of all, like, that's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think even the band knows. And I forget, I could look it up, but I was like, I remember reading about it. It was extremely vague, so I just got uninterested there. But anyway, if you talk to people in Canada, especially Ontario, you mentioned Fist. This is probably, and I would say probably, what they'll remember. If you talk the rest of the world, they'll probably be talking about the UK metal band Fist. So it's got its ups and downs here, and also they have a different logo every album here that, to me, doesn't help. So anyway, Fist right here. Another one right here. Actually, I'll mention this now. Sorry. Icon. So you say Icon, yeah, I remember. See, I remember. at the time hearing the name Icon, but I was mixing it up with somebody else who's actually another 4-letter band, which is actually going to show up a lot later because it's later on down the alphabet there. They never really made it big. I just remember the name, but again, I remember them thinking it was somebody else. So more on that later. But cool name, I guess there, but it didn't really stick, obviously, because they never made it big. But if you guys know your hard rock music, you'll know the name Icon. So here we go, Icon. Always had the same logo. Also, I'll give him that. Pretty cool basic logo. There you go. So there you go, Icon. All right, this also, like Doro, happens to be this guy's last name. Keel. So Ron Keel is his name. It's an okay name. The logo is the two E's always bug me, but I don't know. Like, mind you, the two E's are pretty much what stand out. I just find that doesn't really make any. The logo doesn't really make any sense, to be honest, there, but it's fairly recognizable, but also very forgotten. These guys are sort of around, but not really. I think it's just Ron Keel right now doing solo gigs with Winger right now, I'm told. But yeah, this is, I mean, it's decent, but, whatever. Next. All right. Now I'm going to have a lot to say regarding the next one here. All right. Kiss, my favorite band. Now, everybody should know the word Kiss by now. So I'll just give you guys a backstory. When I was a kid, I knew it not just as Kiss, I knew it as Kiss, as in I had Kiss of Life too. You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the world, Kiss. You had the commercials, and that was the impression that the word Kiss brought to my ears, I guess. And stupid as it sounds, the word Kiss never how do you say that, never translated to kiss, that type of kiss. I never associated with that for some reason. I don't know why. Like, it's I don't know. Again, this really stood the test of time. And this is I can't stand the German version. I understand why you guys did it, but I can't stand the German version, the SS here, like whatever. It's supposed to be lightning bolts. It has nothing to do with Nazis. Like, come on. But, and I remember, was it Martin Popoff? I think I read him talking about this on Facebook. He goes, these 4-letter band names, like Kiss, and I'm guilty of that, and I do this. Why are we always writing Kiss in caps? Because it's not just Kiss, it's Kiss, That's how I was. Again, I'm not being biased because my favorite band, but that's how I was brought up learning the name. Kiss was in caps. I think it's Kiss need to be in caps. Gives a sense of power. I don't know. It leaves to the imagination. Like I said, I never associated Kiss with giving a kiss, as stupid as that sounds. But anyway, there's another one right here. Good for 4-letter band name. So Kiss right there. All right, this one, when I heard about it, I thought it was not original at all. I do love the band. I just don't find their name very original. So I'm going with Lion. This was not a household name. This is, even if you watch a Transformers movie, I didn't even hear about this. I've never heard of this band name until Dio released Killing the Dragon, which was early 2000s. And of course, I love the guitars. I'm like, who the hell is that guy from? Anyway, I've talked about these guys before, but I'm like, Lion. Like my first impression when I saw his discography was Lion. Like, that's the dumb name. So again, I love Lion. Don't, like I said, that has nothing to do with that. I'm just looking for originality. Maybe it's because they didn't do anything. Like they have this EP and 2 albums, and that's it. But not a household name at all. So there you go, Lion. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? All right, this one here I love. And another thing for 4-letter band names, aren't they the best, or weren't they the best at the time when you were in high school and drawing them on your duotang or folders or school material? Like I used to friggin' draw Kiss and much more coming. This was one of them here too. Rat. Now again, I'm saying Rat, but I'm saying Rat. Where did I get Rat from? Well, if you own their video cassettes at the time, which are now on DVD, by the way, it was The Invasion of Your Privacy, and then Detonator. I forgot the names there. I got them over there. And when they're I think it's the beginning of the video dance when the guy introduces them, and he goes, "Here they are, Rat." So again, I was, at the time when I first heard of Rat, you're at a very impressionable age, I guess, and you associate memories, or when you hear their name, I guess the way if you saw the video or heard the video many times. Same thing with Kiss. I associated with, Kiss, like the commercials or the announcer at the beginning of Kiss Alive too. But this one here, I remember him like just the announcer. And also the video cassettes, they're talking about Rat, like Rat and Roll. Like, but a lot of them you'll hear just Rat. So anyway, I love this logo, by the way. Great band name, with adding the 2 T's. With the 1 T, I probably would have not thought it was as cool there, but with the 2 T's, leaves to the imagination. Again, same thing with a whole bunch there. So anyway, there you go. And the next up here is actually another reason. Here, first. Another reason that made me think of doing this episode was this band, watching their documentary. And when Gene Simmons was talking about this band, and he goes, "You know what? This band is just Rush. It's Rush." The way he tells the band name. So I'm going to go like Rush. I remember seeing this album cover, not knowing who they were, but I still remember seeing it. And I absolutely love this album cover. And same thing with Kiss or Rat. It was Rush, like it again leaves it to the imagination. It's, I don't know, I just love their band name. That's a great band name here. And of course, I should have put that as my where the Rush sounds a little like Rash, if you're, I guess, sorry, Steve, in Australia or New Zealand, or maybe the UK. I love Rush, but it sounds like Rash. So they actually made T-shirts for the tour that I went to, which is funny. My cousin Caro, when shared a memory on Facebook, it was 10 years ago. 10 or 12 years ago, we saw them at Blues Fest, and they were actually wearing the Rash. So yeah, Rash. I have one of those shirts there. You probably saw me wearing it on my Rush album ranking episode. But again, didn't know who they were, but man, did this name ever intrigue me. I think I knew the name 10 years before I heard any Rush songs, or I associated Rush with Oh, that's Rush. Like I've heard the name many times in my life. And I remember going to my piano lessons, and this guy had this album cover like on near his turntable. I'm like, who the hell's Rush? That's pretty cool. I was like 10, 11 years old at the time there. So another great four-letter band name here with Rush or Rash. So there you go, Rush. All right. Not the greatest band. It's pretty forgotten. Probably you guys never even heard of these guys here. Sado or Sado. Sado. It's actually the music's actually pretty good. But yeah, it's I think it has something to do with sadomasochism. Sadomasochist. I don't know how you say that in English there. Anyway, if you look at their wow, they look like they had a pretty cool live show full of bondage, and should maybe pay attention more to my album covers. Wow, okay. I never actually anyway, well, you guys will have to see this. Wow, okay. Quite the cool. I would have, yeah, I would have went to see this show. Let me put it that way. Anyway, whatever it is, the name it's forgotten these days. This is like early 80s here, 80, whatever. 83. There you go. Anyway, been hearing about these guys until I read Martin Popoff's book here. So, but musically, they're actually pretty good. But forgettable band name, like you can associate it to anything there. You Google this SADO. Trust me, when I'm trying to make album covers or search for bands, this is not, the band is not the first thing that comes up. I think you have to put the dots for the band to come up. If you put Sado just like that, I don't think you'll, maybe you will like the results. Depends on your taste, right? So anyway, decent, but in the future, you know, thanks to Google, whatever, it's not the best name. Okay, I got a few more here. Love the name, but it could be associated to so many. I'm going to use this arm now. The other arm is getting tired. Saga. Again, I don't think they have the same logo. This album cover sucks, by the way. I think there's another one which is a lot better. But great album here. Don't really have much to say about Saga. This is the only album that I have. I know my friend loves these guys here. Good band name. If you're Canadian, probably you'll know if you mention the word Saga, and you're over 40 years old, you'll probably know who I'm talking about when you mention the word Saga. Apart from that, I'm not sure if they're, I did see these guys live, great band here. So I just don't, like I said, I don't have much to say about these guys here. I like the name, but that's about it. All right, this one I actually like the name, and it's one of those misspelled names, like, you know, your Def Leppard. Should do an episode about misspelled names. These guys will be there. So Styx. Now I think it was only like 2 years ago that someone told me, "Oh, Styx, it's Sticks." I'm like, all right. You say the word Styx, everybody knows it's a household name. Yes, I believe. So yeah, Styx, Styx. Yeah, one of the first cassette, not album, first cassette I bought with my own money was Kilroy Was Here. So yeah, Styx. Everybody should know who Styx is by now. If you're again over 40, or maybe even 50. So there you go. There's another great one right here. Styx. All right, another one here is. Do I think that the band name is cool? Not really, but their music is great. Toto. Based on correct me if I'm wrong, Pascal, this is actually based off of the Wizard of Oz, the little dog, right? Toto. Their success has been, pretty much all over the place here. But musically, I do like these guys. And of course, you mentioned the word Toto. You got two choices. You got Wizard of Oz, or you got, Africa, which is that's like one of the greatest songs ever right there. But I don't know. Like, if you say the word Toto, would people go directly to the Wizard of Oz or directly to this? I guess it depends on your age, I guess. Mind you, both are pretty much. I'm not saying Wizard of Oz is the same era as Toto, but whoever discovered Toto must know who Wizard of Oz is. Yeah, is. There you go. Another great one here. Toto. Love the band. I'm 50-50 on the name, but very recognizable to a point. Toto. Talking too much. All right, this band name I fucking hate. Why? Because I mix it up with another band. So I'm talking about UB40. I'm not going to go into details about this band here. There's UB40, and there's also a Canadian band called 5440. Now, it's ska. I think I inherited this album here from my uncle there. Good album there for what it is, but I couldn't tell, like, if you said 5440 or UB40, probably couldn't tell you who's who. Like, again, same could be said with hair metal band, your White Lions, your White Snakes, your White Tiger, your White Heat, your Great White, that's another. Anyway, not that I don't think that their band name is bad. Either UB40 or 5440 came one before the other. Who's to blame? I don't know. I don't really care at this point. But I'm not a fan of this name because I just confused them with 5440. All right. This is the one I mistakenly put as Icon. So I remember seeing Vain. For some reason, I don't know why. Again, maybe it was because it was 4 letters and it was an obscure band where I was like, okay, Icon, wasn't that like, and I thought Icon was written with this font. That's how I remembered it. I thought Icon was written with this font. If that makes any sense there. Then I'm like, I see Icon. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not them at all. Like, but yeah, Vain, very forgettable. I think they did 3-4 albums, maybe. They're okay. These guys they're good. They're not nowhere near my favorite there. But anyway, Vain. It came into an era, I guess, when everybody was doing this type of music there. I don't know. I heard them. I know Icon came before Vain, but for some reason I mixed up Vain and Icon. I don't know why. They don't sound at all. Well, they're in the hair metal, but this is more sleaze metal. The other one's more heavy metal, verging on commercial or hair metal, I guess there. So Vain. Yeah. And last one is Wasp. Now, boy, did this ever cause controversy at the time. Everybody remembers PMRC again. Another fucking 4-letter name. Yeah. We are sexual perverts. We all remember back then. And if you were born, like I said, at the same time as I was here, not going to mention my age here, but I was quite aware of what was going on in the 80s, let's say. And boy, these guys were not loved by the PMRC at all. So yeah, Wasp apparently is just Wasp. But of course, like AC/DC, Antichrist, Devil's Child, I think you had some people going, we are sexual perverts. And I was like, To me, Wasp is just Wasp. It's just a name. Putting the dots also would probably confuse and make people think of what does Wasp mean there. I never went even farther than we are sexual perverts. Like, I don't, was there even other ones? I don't, even Kiss, Knights in Satan's Service. I mean, come on. My favorite one actually though was back in this is actually only applicable to 1980 and farther, which is Kiss is Stanley and Simmons. I thought that one was actually pretty clever. But yeah, you know, Wasp, we are sexual perverts. Yeah, I don't think so. But you know what? The truth will, I guess, Blackie would have to release a book and tell us the actual truth about what Wasp means. I don't know if has he actually come out and say what Wasp actually means. I don't think so. But yeah, this actually brought a lot to people's imaginations in a time. So here we go with Wasp or WASP, but everybody says Wasp. Nobody says same like SADO, SADO. Some people I've heard call them SADO. I've never heard anybody call them WASP. By the way, this is a terrible font. By the way, this is like, this looks like it was done like, shit, we forgot to put the Wasp name on there. Even the last command is actually very good. Like, why not put that font? This is terrible. But whatever. Good album. All right, that's my last one here, Wasp. So that's what I have on vinyl and CDs. I'm just going to mention 5 quick ones also. Asia. I own the greatest hits. I can't find it. I own it digitally. I know for that for a fact. Hole. Fuck, I just remembered. Oh, sorry. Dave, if you're watching, I see them right anyway. Tank. I forgot to get the props ready. That's another one right there. Good name. Riot. My friend Yan's gonna kill me if I don't mention these guys. I think Riot was a good name with bad album covers. Very bad, especially that mascot. And another one, Korn. I just fucking hate those guys. That does nothing for me musically. I saw them live. It's probably one of the worst bands I've ever seen live. It's like, bleh. Anyway, that's my episode today. So that's my little take on 4-letter band names. Again, they're easy to draw on your most of them here. Leaves a lot to the imagination, most of them here. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments what you think about these types of bands here, and maybe I'll do a part 2 about longer name bands, which ones are good, which ones are not there. But again, my favorite are short to the point 4-letter bands. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and tell your friends. I appreciate you guys, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care.